Are we ready?
We're ready.
Hello, peeps in YouTube land. This is Dr. Matthew Johnson and
Cynthia Kreitzberg.
we're here with our group of friends at our last Camp Xanue event for 2019. And we're going to share some testimonials of some pretty awesome stuff that has been happening here.
I thought I would no longer get vertigo falling down this rabbit hole, but I've got vertigo.
Yeah, it's a big rabbit hole and it just keeps going down. So let's get going. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, who are you and where are you from?
I'm Dawn, and I'm from Graham,
Graham what?
Washington. And there's too much to tell you in 2 minutes of what I saw, but basically sum it up. In the 3 nights I've been here, I've seen tons of orbs. I've seen shooting orbs. I've seen some pin light. It's like a pinprick laser light coming out forward, and I saw a couple of them go straight up to the sky last night from the ground. There's a ton of energy. I was able to go up and see Cantu and Saria, and I heard Saria talking to me. Don't know what she said, but I could hear her talking.
In Squatchanese?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, little ones running around. There were little ones running around all of us last night. And I was also able to see something last night that I've never seen, and that was around Cantu, there was a yellow-orange glow, so I could actually see all the way down mid-arm level on him, and Saria had like a faint reddish-pink glow all around her last night. And like I said, just tons of energy. There's a couple of spots on the property that are that way. And last night I did hear voices after I went to bed, and a couple of really strong footsteps.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, who the heck are you?
I am the scroll down Keith Leiser.
That's right. Scroll down, Keith Leiser.
I didn't see as much as Don did, but I did feel the energy. Friday night there was a huge orb at the size of a tennis ball that skipped over where we're all sitting. It just skipped over and made a right-hand turn, kind of intelligent. Felt the energy down where everybody was sitting. We went to the wood pile. We could see all kinds of little red eyes, and you can just feel a whole bunch of energy. I got goosebumps thinking about it now. The trip has been wonderful. It's been awesome. A lot of people seen more than others, and it's just been an awesome time.
And you guys celebrated your 28th anniversary while you're here, right?
28 long years.
Yeah. Yep. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Now, my favorite insane couple from Hawaii. Hi, who are you?
Aloha, I'm Craig Honda and I'm from Port Orchard.
Yes, aloha from Port Orchard, yes.
This was my first time here, and reason why we came here because my wife Terry has been seeing and noticing a lot of activity in our local area in Washington, and so after her research and digging, we found Matt this camp, and so we came out here. I personally, I've been able just to see some orbs, some lightings and twinkling here and there, but it's been a definite eye-opener for myself. I'm looking forward to what's ahead, and I just want to thank Matt and Cindy for opening their home, Cynthia, and it's been a wonderful experience, and meeting so many nice people, and thank the cooks and all their hard work. And,
Oh, yeah.
looking forward to the next time.
Awesome. Looking forward to having you back. Hello.
Hi, hello, I'm Terry. I don't know where to begin. I would be happy sitting up in the naughty area, but this Xanue kind of geared me into being down here. So I too have seen here a lot of the lights, orbs, the shimmering images. Last night was awesome, as I sat in front of them on the ground there and just was able to see so much. Those little bushes on the side. Oh, there were little ones and juveniles in that little bush over there and right in front of me. It was just amazing. But going back to Saturday, we went to the storytelling with Ron. Where is he? But when he was sharing the story, and then later on, I know he was saying, oh, he didn't know if the kids liked it or what. But I was squatting next to a tree, and there was these 3 leaves, and it was just like dancing. And I looked around, none of the ferns, no other leaves were moving, but those 3 leaves on that tree was just dancing. So I shared that with him. So that was one thing. And then yesterday, when you was giving the talk here after lunch, I was sitting over there on the table on that chair. And this started like jumping, like it was like going like this. Kept going like this, and every now and then it would pop, pop, jump. And so after watching it for a while, Doug was sitting at the bottom of the stairs. I tapped him and I said, so he was watching it. And he said, that's amazing. But anyways, that was a couple of them. And then last night after we went back to our cots, oh my gosh. I know Craig has chronic back issues, and every time that he would go up to see Cantu, we would see all the energy around his back, you know, so I'd say, oh, you know, maybe they're working on his back. And when we went back to our cots last night, we laid there and he started snoring, but I was wide awake. And before he fell asleep, I said, I can just feel and see them all around on his side of the cot over there. We were in that first nook on the 3 o'clock trail. And I could just see them all around there. And anyways, he eventually fell asleep. And I laid there looking, and all of a sudden he flipped to his side, and I saw a light on his side, and I kept looking at it, and it was like something being pulled out of that hole, and I kept looking at it and looking at it, and I saw the like faces that were in like being drawn out of this, yeah, and like, oh. And it kept coming and coming and coming. And I felt like all this was being pulled out of him. And then, I don't know how long it was. Then I seen a bigger light, and it started closing slowly, slowly. Closing. And then there were all these little twinkly lights. And I just felt, because I have been praying that, because he's on such strong medication for 10 years, and, you know, I've been praying that he would be freed of that. And I felt like it was just being all the poison and toxins within him, his mind, you know, because of the dependency on the medication, was just being drawn out of his body. But that was like, yeah. So I'm so grateful for being here.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully they also drew out that insane move away from Hawaii thing. Beep. Okay. Hello.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm from Puyallup. I came to
Go up where?
Puyallup, Washington.
Thank you.
came to Camp Xanue because I've had some things happen in my research area that I had no explanation for. Outside of a lot of the lights and orbs and sparkles and things that everybody has seen here this weekend, one thing that was new for me last night was the trees seemed to almost light up like I was looking at them through a thermal imager. Not quite that bright, but kind of along that line of thinking. Stood in front of Zorth, had a very personal conversation with him. But I think the highlight for me was night number 1. Matt positioned me in front of Cantu and Saria, and specifically in front of Saria. And as soon as he told me, okay, you're there, I put my hands out so that I could see if I could feel the energy as I'm standing. No sooner do I put my hands out and I get this 2 tugs on my shoulder, and I'm thinking, Cantu wants to probably remind me that this is his wife that I'm getting this energy from. Opened my eyes, and it was almost like I was standing on a pond in fog up to my waist, and everything was quiet. It was peaceful, and it's something that I'd never really experienced before. I can't thank you guys enough, Cynthia and Matt, for opening your home to us to do this type of thing. I'm not sure I could open my home and have this many people running around in it. I'm a little more of a control freak, but I definitely know you guys have something going on here that's pretty special, and I thank you for having me.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm Donna from Cottage Grove, Oregon. A couple of things. I was standing by Dawn, and we were about 15 feet away from Saria and Cantu, and I saw them. You pointed it out. Yes, I saw them. Cantu was very tall. He was kind of orange glow, and Saria was kind of a pinkish orange glow on the left. And I didn't go up to them because I felt all this energy coming to me. It was very overwhelming. My husband started walking that way. He was supposed to ask you if you can go there, but he just kept walking, and I couldn't find him anymore. And I was standing there for a long time, and this energy was just so overwhelming. That was incredible. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go back to my chair now. I can barely walk. And then last night, as usual, I don't move very much when I sleep. So I finally flipped over to my stomach. The fake coyotes went off. I could tell they were fake. And then I saw the vision again, but they were not walking around the meadow like the night before. They were all around me. And then I noticed that all my blankets were on the floor.
Ground.
So they were probably helping me. And that's
On the ground?
on the ground, yeah. Not the
okay.
floor. I was outside.
You were outside, yeah.
On the ground, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm praying that they worked on me. I guess they did, because I feel kind of exhausted, and I slept well.
Awesome.
So that was really cool. Thanks again. Time number 3 here.
Repeat
It's been a lot of
offender.
fun.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Amanda from East Yorkshire, England. I moved my cot on Friday night to go down and sleep on the lower track. But on Saturday night, I wimped out a bit really because I was a bit scared when the coyotes were really going hell for leather, and I thought, oh. Anyway, last night I braved it, and Cindy said, you can sleep near me. So she actually pulled her cot alongside each other. Was scared witless and trying to not be, and be calm and thinking nice things. And I slept on and off. But I heard a loud frog croaking. I heard footsteps. And this is sort of like, I can't tell what time it might have been, Matt, to be honest. But I heard a very deep voice shout something to somebody as an instruction, and it was not a manly voice. It was very, very deep, and all I can liken it to is the Ron Moorhead type of talking. And I heard that with my own ears, and I'm hoping, because I had my snoring app running all night, and it's picked up the frog croaking on it, and I'm hoping it's picked up that voicing as well. I heard the coyotes later on after that, so I'm hoping that I hear that on here. But also as well was my blanket, which had been laid out over me, was scrunched up in a bowl at the side of the bed. And I thought that if that had just run off, it would have just run off at sideways, not scrunched up in a bowl. And Cindy said that I'd been chattering all night. And I said, I don't talk in my sleep. And she said, you were talking and having a really conversation. So I said, well, if I was doing that, it would be picking up on my snoring app. And it hasn't so far. But I haven't got to that bit yet. So that'll be interesting to see. So I'm hoping I can find the male voice. And if it does, I'll share it with Matt and he can share it with the group. I was hoping to find it so I could play it now, but wonderful experience. Want to come back. I don't know if I ever will. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing me the warmth and friendship. I'm getting on to say that. Warmth and friendship. You've made me feel really, really at home. And I'm a long way from home, so
Thank
I'm
you for
missing my
coming.
family. It has this effect on you, this place, doesn't it? Just makes you very emotional. But thank you both. It's been wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Food's been great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, behind David.
I'm Dave Cameron. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Last night, while sitting in the meadow up there, I saw quite a few twinkling lights, the pin lights here and there, and some of them were clustered, some of them weren't, some of them were just sporadic. That's all I saw while sitting in the meadow. But when Ruth and I walked down to the wood pile, we got a little more action down there. As we were talking to them, heard footsteps to our right, and we both caught up on it right at the same time. I think it was like 3 or 4 steps we heard. So then we invited them to come closer, and started feeling the energy as I stuck my hands out, and I could occasionally see off to the side what I thought was a shape or a shimmer, but I did see more twinkling lights around the area, and that's what I experienced last night.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm Ruth Cameron, I'm his wife. I experienced the same thing he did, except I saw my hands. When I was looking at my hands, I saw these twinkly lights on my hands. I kept thinking, well, maybe it's my ring. So I was shaking my other hand to see if I saw the same thing, and I did. And so I was like playing an orchestra, like conducting an orchestra. I was just going like this. It was so pretty, and I was just going like this, and I probably thought it was crazy, but I was just going like this, and I just saw the twinkling lights. Then I saw an orb up high, and it was fading. I kept saying, am I seeing this? And I kept saying, come closer, I'm not afraid, come closer. And it was just there. It was awesome.
Thank you. This is Cindy Johnson, our cook. Everybody give her a hand. Cindy, do you have anything you want to share?
It's been real quiet for me last night. There was one thing that I couldn't figure out going, I think it's north this direction. There's always been like a planet or something out there that's pretty bright. But last night, something woke me up, and that thing it looked like it was this big. It was huge. Then it split into 3, and I'm blinking my eyes trying to figure out, boy, my eyes are wonky tonight. And I was rubbing them trying, come on now, is that real? And it split into 3, then it came back together, and it was really big, and then it started to fade out, and it got real tiny, then it disappeared, then it came back again, and I thought, well, is that what everybody's talking about as being orbs? I've never seen an orb, so I don't know. I saw something weird, but that was the only thing, and I was really proud of Amanda because she was pretty nervous down there. And then the coyotes went off, and I thought, oh crap, she's gonna really freak now. She did really good. We had a real fun night. It was really enjoyable. I'm tickled she got to do that.
Awesome.
So that's all I've got.
Thank
Amanda,
you.
You're adventurous because you're the furthest one out.
Hi, Gary from Olympia, Washington. I wasn't initially planning on sharing, it's just real quick. Again, I want to thank everybody for their gracious acceptance of what's going on. I've been here, got here Saturday, so we're Monday, we're 3 days into this. I actually finally made it to the kitchen. I have more confidence today. I actually felt like I could do this and come in here and be more involved. And so all I can say is I feel stronger, I feel a bit healthier and more mobile. So it's kind of been, I didn't have the experience last night that I had the first night, but I'm just feeling really blessed and grateful to be included in such a great opportunity.
Thank you, Gary. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Jim, do you have anything you want to share from?
Wow, pretty outrageous weekend, but last night was pretty tremendous. I was having a very hard time sleeping. The sky was alive, and like the ground, this beautiful little rocks that shine all over the property, and everybody leaves their little treasures along the path. But last night when I laid down, my body was not wanting to be resting, even though I thought I was tired. And we had a meteor shower, and during the time trying to sleep and waking up, and there was definitely whatever Amanda heard. I had a being that was messing with, where's she at? Well, she was my cot mate on the other side, and she was just talking up a storm. And the rustling and rustling and rustling, yes, and I did hear that male voice. And I don't know where you were. Were you up with us?
No, I was down on the lower side.
all the way down.
I heard the male voice. I mean, it was very deep and very, I did not make out what he said, but there was no doubt.
Yeah.
It wasn't human. I mean, the woman that was somebody was playing with her, because down came her tarp, up came her tarp, down came her tarp, up came her tarp. I was like, and you always question if you're seeing these things or not, because, it's the middle of the night, but I don't know, there was so much going on last night, I barely slept. It was pretty outrageous. The whole weekend was tremendous. I've seen magic happen with these beings. I've kind of watched people, because I'm a body worker, and Ruth, from the morning that I saw her and she didn't want to go meet you, she was shy. She was like with her husband, like really close. Now you're still a little shy, but her body has shifted, her whole demeanor has shifted, Gary's demeanor has shifted. It's so beautiful to see that, this is not magic, this is real. This is real.
Real magic.
Real magic.
So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I can't wait to see you guys next week at the UFO Festival in Olympia, Washington at the Thurston County Fairgrounds.
Good for you.
Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Yep.
The
Okay.
30th, 31st, and September 1st.
Yep.
We'll all be there to greet you, and it'll be just as loving and wonderful, hopefully, as it was here.
Thank you.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Shirley. I'm
From where?
Anderson Island, Washington.
Uh-huh.
And we came in, and Saturday night was our first night. And I was hoping for a bunch of visuals, but I got cold, ended up having all of these esophageal spasms, which feels like a heart attack. And I had to retreat to my bunk and just try to deal with it. And sometimes they last a couple of hours, so I was in for it. Stuck my face in the pillow to cry. And I begged, I said, somebody, please help me. And I was invoking anything I could, just listen out there. This hurts so bad. And I really didn't, that's what I do every time because it's so painful. And so I drifted off to sleep. And between the coyote howls, I woke up. And I told my husband, I said, stop making noise over there. Stop making noise. And the tarp between our cots was wrinkling. It was like somebody was walking on them. So I didn't realize at the time, like, oh, those spasms only lasted 15 or 20 minutes, so they were gone. And then I wasn't really sure about them. But the next day I realized it's never ended this quickly before. So anyway, on to that, and I was still analyzing, which I probably shouldn't have done. And yesterday, well, the spasms went away, and it was just, I was sore a little bit, so I knew I had them, but it went away. And it sometimes takes a couple of hours of mercy begging to get them to go. So anyway, that put aside, I didn't share it yesterday, and then we painted yesterday, and we were to go take a nap over our paintings and whatever. And I got comfortable, which I don't usually do in the daytime. I can't nap. But I was drifting off, and all of a sudden, I screamed. I mean, it was like someone was sticking needles in the ends of my big toes. But it was shocking. It was like buzzing. And so I think I had fallen recently, and I've been so afraid of falling here. But I'm hoping that it did something to help this leg out, because nothing is working right. And when I stand up, usually, I can't walk. I have to stand there for a minute, and my leg has to get the idea it's got to move, So anyway, I was really worried about that. And this morning, I didn't even share this with my husband. Coming down the hill and walking around here usually is really hard first thing in the morning. I forgot about it. I just realized sitting here listening that this leg is not killing me today.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping I'll get zapped anytime if that's the case. So anyway, I didn't get much. I mean, I wanted visuals, but I really didn't get visuals. But over behind my cot, which I chose to sleep next to the bushes, I wanted this experience, right? And I heard this heavy breathing when I was getting this tent stuff, they're walking on the tarps. And I was yelling at my husband, and he wasn't even there. He was down at the car in the middle of the night looking for our phone cord. And I was yelling at him, but no answer. And I said, Gil, stop making so much noise. He came back, and I said, would you please settle down and stop fussing around? He goes, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. And then yesterday, to back it up, and we both kind of like, wow. On our tarp, there were shoe prints of us, and we're pretty finicky with wearing shoes until we get in bed. And so all of a sudden he found, and which is unusual. I mean, usually I'm more into it. He found a place on the edge of the tarp between us that had either fingerprints or toe prints, like a skid mark, but it was bare fingers or bare toes. It was right there on our tarp, and we didn't even notice it until later on. And anyway, last night we thought we were going to get this wonderful visual experience. So I was getting cold, and I was actually getting into this spasm thing again. I said, I can't do that again. So we got up and walked backwards behind all of the chairs. And it was really kind of nice. All of a sudden he said, do you see those? Do you see those lights? I said, yeah. And they were like really low on the ground, little red orbs, right? As we walked up the hill toward the edge of the woods where they we're getting excited. He goes, are you going to go over there? I said, yeah, I want to go over there and put my hand down there. And I did. Somebody has some of the best little LED lights under their cover. So I said, oh, okay, I'm not going to get a visual, evidently. So I settled for that, and actually my chest relaxed and everything. So maybe it was a little bit of humor that helped.
That's funny. Thank you.
But I do want a visual eventually.
Well, then you need to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. My name is Regina. I'm from Daphne, Alabama. And last night I saw more lights and twinkling in different colors than I have seen before. I went down to Saria again, and I felt the same energy and just love like I did the night before. And the other, I did hear some very far off in the distance. It sounded like yells or just really far away through the night at different times. And the other thing that happened, I was in the art experiment too with that Ron had. And he told us to put our painting under our cots, and we covered it with aluminum foil. And I had kind of forgotten about it, but I woke up, it was around 5:30 this morning, and I was just listening, so I know I was totally awake. I was just listening to things that were going on in the woods, and I heard the crinkling of the aluminum foil, and in a few seconds something thumped me really hard. I was on a cot right under my back where the painting was right underneath me, and then there was vibrations that went along the cot around my back. And I did not move her because I didn't want to scare anything away. But I know I was awake. I did not dream that.
Good.
So that was about it.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, my name is Tom from Sacramento, California. I've been a science teacher. I was nearly a science teacher for about 30 years and just recently retired. And so this is really hard to kind of wrap my head around. But my wife and I, we saw the twinkling lights, and the first night I heard a extremely loud tree pop. We were camping down at the lower section on the trail there out in the woods. And then the next night I heard 5 wood knocks, and that was really interesting. Last night Mother Nature called and I had to use the restroom, and as I was going back to my cot, I heard a whisper, and it sounded Native American. And it was just a whisper, and I don't know what it said, but it was very, very unique and special, and kept me up for a while. But that was awesome. And the last thing was a few days ago, my wife found a bracelet on a tree stump down near the meadow, and she had hung the bracelet up on a small stick. And she was the last one up the trail, and she came and got me to show me the meadow. We went back down to the meadow, and she showed me where the bracelet was supposed to be, and it wasn't there. It was gone. And she put her finger, I put it right here on this twig, right here, it's gone. I said, okay. So we went down to the meadow, and we sat there, and we talked for about 20 minutes or so, came back up the trail, and there was the bracelet.
Oh, boy.
It was back on the twig. It returned. So it freaked us out, and it was really special. It was really cool. So that was the highlight right there.
Awesome. Thank you.
You bet.
Hello.
Hi, this is Natasha Cisco. I'm from, I came from Silverdale, but I'm Chinese. I'm from Taiwan originally. And the night before, I had a fantastic, experience. Went into I call the whirlpool of the universe. I can push it into it. And that kind of wave, keep carrying me through. Even right now, I'm sitting here. I still feel like, can you feel it? Looks like I couldn't control that. It's, feel like I'm still in the wave in there, And just give me the kind of very happy feeling, When, yesterday, I just want to know what's happening, what place was. So before the sundown, I went down to the place when Matt told me to go down there. The minute I walk in there, I feel a lot of energy still there, And I went with Alicia, so I'd ask her, I said, hey, you feel that? She said, Tasha, I don't feel what you feel. Maybe because you're Chinese, I'm American, there's a difference. I said, oh, maybe that's the truth, okay. and then last night, I have just curiosity to know what's going to be happening, So I went down, and Matt held my hand, showed me we're at the same place. I went down. He said,